continue this morning to supplement our look at Ecclesiastes with some of Jesus' teaching. Now, last night in our Wednesday night Bible study, we continued to look at how Solomon teaches the futility of wealth and possessions, how pouring all of our lives into things that we own and wealth that we can acquire, that's really not good, that's a shaky foundation to build our lives around. And we looked at some of the reasons why that was the case. And so this morning, what I'd like you to consider is this question of, what does your life consist of? If someone were to ask that question for you to describe yourself, describe your life, what kinds of things would you say about yourself? Now, it could be very natural for many of us to gravitate towards describing our life in terms of material things. This is the house I live in. This is the car I drive. These are the clothes I wear. These are the things I have or that I own. And although that can be natural in a negative sense, or perhaps at its worst, we can be tempted to boil our lives down to just simply the material things that we have. And so Jesus teaches us that our lives are more than the things that we own. Just as Ecclesiastes teaches that making wealth and material things most important is not good. It's not healthy. It's unwise to do that. Jesus underscored this idea and this teaching in Luke chapter 12, verses 13 through 21. Jesus is approached by a man who is asking him for Jesus to tell the man's brother to divide the inheritance with him. Now, this would have been a natural occurrence because oftentimes it was rabbis who were looked on to settle these types of disputes, and many people viewed Jesus as a rabbi, and so there was nothing out of the ordinary there. Now, we don't know all the details, but it seems like perhaps this man, it wasn't a situation where he's being denied inheritance outright. It was a natural custom in that day and time for perhaps the older sibling, in this case an older brother, to perhaps get a double portion of inheritance or perhaps the most inheritance. And so it seems like this other brother is perhaps falling victim to greed and trying to press Jesus to tell his brother, hey, give me more of the inheritance. And Jesus addresses this. He tells the person, watch out, be on guard against all greed, because one's life is not in the abundance of his possessions. And Jesus goes on to tell a parable about a man who acquires all this wealth, all these material things, only for his life to end, his life to be required of him, God says, and all his possessions are left to, anybody. Who knows who they'll be left to? And Jesus ends this teaching by saying that's how it is with one who stores up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God. And so we are to be rich towards God and not greedy about possessions and focused solely on possessions and material things in our lives. And so how can we be rich towards God? We're rich towards God when we honor him with our wealth and possessions. We do things with our wealth and possessions, and we view our wealth and possessions in ways that would honor God and glorify him. We ensure that our wealth and possessions don't push us away from God, that we are so preoccupied with material things that we have no time and energy left over for God. We also are rich towards God when we view wealth and possessions as a way to invest in God's kingdom, as a way to invest in things that have an eternal impact and that will last eternally. And so as you view your life and the possessions that you have, the things that you own, don't view your life as just being the sum total of your possessions. View your life as being more than that. Use your wealth, your possessions, as a way to bring honor and glory to God and be rich towards God. Have a blessed day.